So revocable trust, one of the big misconceptions is I can just jam all my money into a revocable trust and I'm off the grid. Revocable trust, it's still yours really, and it doesn't get it off the grid. It protects it from some lawsuits, it avoids probate, this kind of thing. But as Michael's getting at, an irrevocable trust, irrevocable mean what it sound like, right? So it's once you do it, you can't undo it. One thing I should mention, a lot of folks ask us about long-term care insurance. We're not huge fans of it because some of the insurance companies are on shaky ground. There's an insurance company that is pretty big in the long-term care space. They've been bought by a Chinese company, but that's not what I'm worried about. Their financial strength rating is C++ through AM Best. AM Best rates insurance companies. I don't really want to recommend long-term care insurance, at least for a new policy where the carrier is C++ rated for financial strength. I mean, that sounds like I'd rather buy City of Chicago bonds, than do that, right? So it's a little shaky. So what I was getting at, though, maybe something we might consider, not specific advice, mileage may vary, we have to talk about it. Some folks are considering using an Illinois Medicaid Asset Protection Trust instead. So that would be an irrevocable trust. You might do this about 5 years before you need long-term care. You could scoot all your assets into an Illinois Medicaid Asset Protection Trust. 5 years later, you need long-term care. Your own estate would not have much money, and we could protect all but $16,000 of your net worth that way and have Medicaid actually pay for your long-term care. So that's something some folks are considering, just as a wealth preservation tool. Sometimes, especially if we maybe don't have the amount of money we might want to have saved for a married couple, we don't want, it's usually the guy, and we help same-sex couples too, I should say that as well. But usually, if we have a married couple, more often than not, it's a husband-wife. The husband might be a year or two older, plus men don't live as long, and men tend to get ill sooner. And so Mr. Man might go into the long-term care and zap the retirement savings for long-term care, and then he's left with a widow that can't fend for herself very easily financially. So irrevocable trust could be useful for Medicaid planning for long-term care. It is important that it's a 5-year look back on those, which means you can't get Medicaid help for 5 years. So you'd want to do it 5 years before you need it, and or if you didn't have say you did it and then 3 years later you need a long-term care, you might be on the hook on your own funds for 2 years. Then you could use the Medicaid for the long-term care.